Hey everyone, Rob with Stray Dog Survival, and today we're in my office. Nobody else is here, and I was thinking I'd make a short video real quick just to share a few things with you that you might not have thought of. Things to put in your bug out bag, or go bag, whatever you might want to call it. So, a few items to cover. Really important thing, it's kind of well known in the survival industry. When you pack something in your bag, weight's always an issue, as is size, so these items will not take up much. On top of that, they should have a multi-purpose. They say if the item can't serve at least 3 purposes, it's not worth your time or space. So each of these items do exactly that, and we'll go over each one. Alright, so the items we got, we have a Shemagh, or Shemagh, whatever you prefer. Feminine hygiene product, also known as a tampon. Nitrile gloves, or latex rubber gloves, whatever you prefer. Dental floss. You do want waxed. I wouldn't recommend getting mint, which actually happens to be what I have. So a little bit of a hypocrite there, but we'll get to the reason why that's important. And then zip ties. Well, let's go ahead and start with the Shemagh. So the Shemagh is a very popular item among preppers anyways, survivalists, and, well, for good reason. Not only does it protect your head from the elements, dust, anything like that, but also they're very large. If you don't have one, yeah, this is not just a bandana. It's a very large piece of cloth, and it's rugged. It's very thick. So you can use them for, for pillows. If you're out and about, you can just grab leaves, grass, whatever happens to be around the area. Just stuff it in here, fold it up, and keeps it in there. Same with other items. Any items you may find that you want to keep out and about, it's a good place to store them. Just bundle them up, put them away in your bag. On top of that, it makes a really good tourniquet if you're injured or someone else is injured. And then on top of that, a bandage. That's just a few of the many options with a Shemagh. Basically, just the importance is it's a very versatile item and highly recommended. Takes up a little bit more space than some of these other items, but I say it's well worth it. If nothing else, you can just drape it off your bag or even your body. Next up would be the tampon. Some people find it peculiar, but they do actually serve another purpose besides the obvious. The cotton in here is absorbent, and therefore makes a really good pre-filter, water filter. Some people put these into water bottles. You can actually use them as a drip filter as well from a bottle. Down here, the water will absorb, and the weight and gravity alone will send the purified water down into whatever you're drinking. The device itself, actually, believe it or not, when you were first starting a fire and you have an ember, the most important thing is to get air on it, but you can actually blow the ember off or indirectly blow all of your kindling everywhere. You can actually use the plastic end of these to blow air directly on the ember and get the fire going. They're very useful. There's actually a few other uses out there for them, but those give you an idea where to start at least. The rubber gloves obviously protect your hands. They take up no space and they take up no weight in the bag. On top of that, they hold water very well. And with a small puncture, if you have a knife, you can actually put that in there with your water. Again, string the string out, and you have water storage filter all in one. They also work as makeshift catfish bobbers. If you go fishing, especially at night when it's hard to see, you can fill this with air, tie it off the string, and just let it sit out there. It doesn't seem to slow the catfish at all, and lets you know when you got something on. Dental floss. It is a very cheap, very strong cordage. In fact, prisons don't allow prisoners to have floss because they've been known to actually saw bars and also use them to grapple themselves over the walls. So it is a very strong, versatile item. It's probably your next best thing to paracord as far as lightweight, easily accessible, and cheap. You also can bind tools with it, a knife to a stick to make a spear, or even string your your shelter from it. Another very useful usage for dental floss would actually be suture thread. If you have a wound, you can stitch it together quite simply with dental floss, and it will hold the entire time until you're able to seek proper medical attention. Also, small game snare. They are not breaking that. That alone makes it worth packing. Then we have zip ties. Really, zip ties is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. From securing an individual to securing your shelter, or again, tools like your blade to a stick, anything. Very strong, very secure. Also, a great binding, especially if you, again, need to secure an individual. Zip ties each hand together, and they're not going anywhere fast. They take up little to no room, are very lightweight, and building a shelter, I mentioned the dental floss to drape your shelter over it, but if you're binding sticks together, as far as quick and easy, you're not going to find too much of a stronger bind than a zip tie holding your sticks together, or basically binding the shelter together. Top-notch item. So there you have it. There's a few products that you may or may not have thought about. Hopefully some new uses, if nothing else, that you haven't thought about, that makes these well worth packing in your bag. If you don't have a bag, get one, pack one. Doesn't matter if you buy it pre-made or you make it yourself. Obviously, making one yourself, you're going to know what's in it. Hopefully you'll know how to use everything in it, but it'll be tailored to your needs. But if right now you don't have one, it's better off to just buy one and have something. The peace of mind alone is worth every penny. But regardless, whether you buy it or you make it, these are a few items. There's many others out there, and maybe in the future we'll cover some more. Just remember, again, it serves multiple purposes, just to make it worth your time. You have your tourniquet, your sling, your sunshade, gunshot wound water filter, fishing bobber, also your water storage, snare, cordage, suture, bindings, people, shelter, tools, bindings. Hopefully this helps you out. I look forward to the next time we meet, and until then, see ya.